Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney and a guy who likes to make the law make sense on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about fraud on the court. I'll have more on that in just a moment. What is a fraud on the court? A fraud on the court is basically some factual misrepresentation or legal misrepresentation that is made in the course of trying a case. For example, someone submits a false affidavit. I'll give you a good example. In a case that I have been involved in, someone filed an affidavit that said, "We've searched for all these documents and we don't have them anymore, they've been destroyed." And then later on, a subsequent search revealed that there were documents available and they hadn't been destroyed. And so the issue came up as to whether or not that was a fraud on the court. Was it a fraud on the court for the lawyer to state that all these documents had been destroyed when they were not? Well, in that situation, the issue really boiled down to what that lawyer's good faith belief was. And if her good faith belief was they had been destroyed, if she did not have any knowledge to the contrary, then it wasn't a fraud on the court. It was just an error. And you can get by with an error or two, but you can't get by with numerous errors, all of the same quality and all going to your benefit and not to the other guy's benefit. That only makes sense. So that's one way a fraud on the court sets up. Another way is where someone serves a document that they claim to be a legitimate original copy of the document, and it turns out the copy has been altered or modified. I can't tell you how many times I have seen in a medical negligence case that the hospital record will say one thing. Patient was given amiodarone at 11:30 a.m. And then when you go to the doctor's office and you get that copy of the records from the doctor's office, that line about the amiodarone is not there. And as a result, somebody, whether it's the hospital or the doctor, has information that is not in the other set of records, and you have to reconcile that. And if somebody did that purposely with the intent to deceive, that is a fraud on the court. Also, false testimony. If you come in and you say you were not the shooter on the grassy knoll in Dallas in 1963, but in fact you were the shooter on the grassy knoll in Dallas in 1963, that is a fraud on the court. And there are a number of remedies that are available to the court when there is a fraud on the court. The lawyer can be sanctioned if it's the lawyer's fault. The witness can be sanctioned if it's the witness's fault. The case can be thrown out if the plaintiff basically pushed this off on the court. Or the defendant can be told that their defenses are stricken and judgments being entered against them because they have engaged in a fraud on the court. There are lots of things that a court can do, from rule-based sanctions to a punitive sanction based on the fact that the court has a right to ensure that it is respected. So that's what a fraud on the court is. That's how it comes about. That's the way that courts deal with it. If you really want to make a judge angry with you, lie to the judge, lie to the court, and get caught. Because if you do that, you'll wind up in some pretty deep kimchi. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please go over here and subscribe to our channel so you can be notified whenever we do a video. As always, thank you so much if you have subscribed, and thank you very much for commenting. It means a lot to me and it helps the channel. Thanks again. Hope you have a terrific day. We'll see you on here next time.